In 1999, a band that would later become the Starting Line began with a simple email. Guitarist Matt Watts, from his Connecticut dorm room, sent messages to people he found in the AOL member directory who listed bands in their profiles. Among those emails was one to 14-year-old Kenny Vasoli, who was then playing in a band called Smash Adams. The subject line read, "Jamming and shit." Kenny was the only one to respond. A few weeks later, he was in a rehearsal room with Watts, guitarist Mike Goller, and drummer Tom Griskowicz. Together, they jammed and wrote their first songs. The band started booking shows, and one of their earliest was opening for Saves the Day at their Through Being Cool album release show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. At the time, they were going by the name Sunday Drive, selling homemade merch and self-recorded demo cassettes. Their first official release was a three-way split with the Jimmy Tuesday Band, and the commercials in 2000, featuring 3 of their own songs. Sunday Drive then caught the attention of We the People Records, recording 12 tracks for what was supposed to be their debut full-length album. But before its release, the band signed with Drive-Thru Records in April 2001. Shortly after, they had to change their name. Sunday Drive was already taken by a Christian rock band. They landed on the Starting Line, not because it meant anything, but simply because it was the only name they could all agree on. That same year, on July 17th, they released their debut EP, With Hopes of Starting Over, which featured an early version of Leaving. That track would later become one of their biggest songs. 1 year later, they dropped their first full-length album, Say It Like You Mean It. It was packed with youthful energy, emotional highs and lows, and songs that captured life on the road, breakups and personal struggles. The single The Best of Me became a breakout hit, with heavy radio and TV airplay. The song earned them a spot on the Warped Tour, a performance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and even landed in the trailer for the Amanda Bynes movie She's the Man. By 2003, the band was eager to release new material. Instead of another full-length album, they put out a Make Yourself at Home EP, an all-acoustic project recorded in bedrooms, basements, and even their tour bus. Soon after, the Starting Line left Drive-Thru and signed with a major label, Geffen Records. Their major label debut, based on a true story, arrived in May 2005. This time, the lyrics were more mature, shifting away from high school breakups to something more biting, and the album performed well, selling 42,000 copies in its first week, nearly 4 times more than their debut. The band hit the road on the Nintendo Fusion Tour with Fall Out Boy, bringing along a new live member, keyboardist Brian Schmutz. But behind the scenes, the relationship with Geffen was unraveling. Eventually, they asked to be released from their contract. By early 2006, the Starting Line found a new home with Virgin Records. Their third album, Direction, dropped on July 31st, 2007, featuring the single Island, inspired by Vasoli's longtime girlfriend, Michelle. The album peaked at number 30 on the Billboard 200, but disappeared from the charts after just 4 weeks. They spent the summer on Warped Tour before hitting the road with Paramore in the fall. Then,